Well, on July 15th, severe weather spawned several tornadoes and widespread damage here in central Illinois. And thanks to advanced technology in the satellite sector, the National Weather Service has been able to determine tornado tracks without even surveying the damage. First Alert meteorologist Kimberly Gomez has more with the science behind the storm.
For the night of the derecho specifically, we're confirming 49 tornadoes. This will go down as the single most tornadoes in any 24-hour period in Illinois state history.
A derecho is a large, fast-moving complex of severe thunderstorms that produce widespread wind damage. These storms develop in environments with very warm and moist air at the surface, cooler air aloft, and strong upper-level winds. Derechos as intense as the one on July 15th only occur once every 5 to 10 years.
That on average, these parts of the Midwest, we do get about one derecho per year. However, some of the extreme damage that we received with this particular derecho, well, this only occurs about once every 5 to 10 years.
In the aftermath of this significant event, the National Weather Service has been utilizing advanced technology to identify tornado tracks, especially in rural areas that might not be surveyed in person. The Sentinel-2 satellite has played a crucial role in this effort, helping to pinpoint tornado tracks that would otherwise go unnoticed.
With the technology that we have today and the understanding of squall lines that we have today, the science has improved, the technology has improved. We just simply call more things tornadoes than we did a decade before.
And while technology has greatly enhanced the ability to identify tornadoes, it has not replaced the vital work of survey teams on the ground.
And we will try and pick up the pieces, put together the puzzle, and that takes time. It takes resources. It takes a lot of things coming together in order for us to make that call.
The July 15th derecho serves as a reminder of the importance of understanding and preparing for severe weather. With the science behind the storm, I'm First Alert meteorologist Kimberly Gomez.